Expression Initiative at home. This is the Feelings edition. Ah, feelings. Hey.
Hi, and welcome to EDYS Expression Initiative at home. I hope you've been watching the last few videos and enjoying them. I have a new one today, or this week rather, in the expression program. We're going to be talking about feelings. So when it comes to art and feelings, there's a few ways of looking at it. I considered this over the last couple of days and I had a question. And I wrote it down. So when you're feeling, how does art make you feel? So you can feel in two ways about it, I think. You've got emotional feeling, which is the first thing that everyone thinks of, I think, when we start talking about paintings or art. Feelings it emotes or it brings out to you, brings out of you. But also the feeling of doing art, the feeling of doing creative stuff. That's more what I wanted to talk about today. We will touch on feeling art and feelings in art. Today's more about what it feels like to do art, what it feels like to be creative. And it can be really simple. Okay, I'm not asking anyone to learn to draw or paint or, do anything overnight. I'm just saying that, you can make yourself feel more for your things if you're artistic with them. An example is really simple. I've got a book, right? So it's just a standard, it's a 5-section, you probably use them all for school, and I've got I use this one for my social media studies and social media stuff. So what I've done is I've covered it in stickers. So I've got an EDYS sticker in there, and I've got a bit of a rebel here, Shay, and we've got some bombs and rock, and I like it to be a bit anarchic. I kind of like that vibe. This makes me feel good when I pick up this book. So, I put some feeling into it and I get feeling out of it. That's a really good feeling. I also had a look at some other things we could do. So I thought very simply, when we made the drums last week, right, this one, just paper, it's kind of a really nice design. I like this cross line here and the way it all came together, but it doesn't really feel, it's not, it just feels like paper and plastic, which is, it's all it is. I don't expect it to be any more, but what we're looking for is stuff we can feel. So this drum had feeling, right? This you can actually, it's tactile, it's scratchy here, it's scratchy on the sequence, it's smooth on here and here. It tells a story. And I thought about that, about feeling, have you ever experienced art with your eyes closed? When you close your eyes and you feel this, is that art? Is there an art to feeling? That's an interesting question that popped up in my head. Feel free to share how you feel about it. So that was the drums that I made. I have a collection of stickers. So as with this book, I showed this book before, I've been collecting stickers for a while. You can buy them quite cheap off eBay now. I'm a bit fastidious in the way I keep them organized because I have them all in different spaces, for different types, and these are all stickers. These are all things that I'm going to put on stuff later. I'm going to do a whole wall of them. I might cover a skateboard in them, but it'll bring me closer to the object that I own by adding feeling to it. So that's what I'm going to be. That's my sticker collection. So that could go on a skateboard, or I might decorate another book with it. But these are very cheap. You can pick these up for like $6 on eBay. You get like 100 stickers. They do come from China, and they do take a month to arrive. So it's up to you whether you want to go down that road. What else have we got? As some of you may know, I have made puppets in the past. I am not the puppet guy, but I know how to make puppets, and I actually quite enjoy it. So maybe I am the puppet guy. So here's one I made that was really fun. Very quick to make. Once I made the shell for the body with the mouth shape and wrapped it in the white material, it was very quick and it was very fun to do. And I kind of enjoyed it. So, and this guy obviously has trouble with feelings because he is bandaged from head to toe. So yeah. So So that was a puppet. I like the hair. I love playing with this stuff. This is always good to muck around with. I'm making it darker around the eyes. So, you know, some of the materials that we use, you know, like I use this foam to make these puppets. This is a very thin, quite a thin foam. I buy this cut special to size, but you could, you know, chop up an old mattress or a pillow if you want to get some foam out of it. And you can make the form and the shape. Then I've got really cool stuff like these hairs, like this sort of, you know, they just feel nice to play with, and they just sort of when you're sculpting and moving around, it just feels a bit better. And again, I use like this what do you call this material? Felt. It's a sort of a form of felt. It comes in lots of different colors. I use this for skin tones, a bit elasticy, so it feels nice. But it just makes great skin for the puppets and for characters, because it's got that sort of Muppet kind of edge about it. Again, so it feels really nice to work with. And when you're sewing something and you've got to keep going back at it, it actually feels quite nice in your hands. So that's, you know, we can feel that. That's a nice way of feeling stuff with art. Okay, people have toys. Okay, toys like this. All right, this is pitched as something that's collectible, but I have 3 of them, and they weren't very hard to get, so easily collectible at this point. The point with these, I want to make with these, is that this is art, right? This is a cartoon character. This is someone that someone sat down and designed and drew, and then created something, created a moving character with it, and then someone has licensed this and decided to make a toy. And that's the thing, like, this is like a, I don't have any PopCat dolls, right? But the thing about PopCat dolls is they retain their value if you don't take them out the box. That's like art. So it's interesting about art, isn't it? Because you think about art, whenever you see something you like in art, I don't know about you, but I think it's a human thing. I like to touch it. You know, like they'll have signs at the gallery, you know, when you go to the museum, and it's like, do not touch. You know, and that makes sense, because greasy fingers eat away at the stuff, the paint, and the, you know, you can age it prematurely and devalue it and stuff like that. So I understand that. But it's interesting that it's in our nature to want to touch something when we first get it. You know, so if you get a toy like this, or a toy that's more collectible than this, that first play that you have with that toy, where you're being tactile and doing the thing that you're supposed to do with it, which is play with it, it's going to be very expensive, because you'll devalue it a lot. So you can get toys. Now, what we've done with toys, we went a bit further, and we made, we've got this doll. It's a beautiful doll. Okay, so this was a hand-me-down doll that we got off of I think my daughter's grandmother gave it to us, or my mother-in-law gave this to her. But my daughter decided that it wasn't gross enough. So she's made some mutant toys of her own out of her old toys. And this is still, you can still cuddle this. This is an octo doll that is horrific. Makes you feel a bit gross when you look at it, but makes you feel good when you hold it. So there's that guy. They also made, there's this one here, which I quite like too. Which you can get a look at that one. So this is I think they're on TikTok, called Sid's Toys. They're making all these toys at the moment out of old toys, like Sid would out of Toy Story. So these are kind of cool. So that's what you can make. Oh, and hang on, wait a minute. Oh, look at Staunchy there. Staunchy's pretty cool. All right, so we're just switching a few toys around. This one kind of makes me feel a little bit weird. But they had heaps of fun making them, and they felt good doing it. What else have we got here? Okay, cool. So I also made, the other thing you put stickers on is your guitar. So here's a guitar that's been covered in stickers. It's kind of cool. It's got a whole lot going on there. This was my son's guitar, and he collected stickers for a while, and this was his favorite thing. And is it in tune? It's not too bad. Cool. So you could put stickers on your guitar like this. That's another way of decorating something to give it more feeling, and then it might feel more like yours when you're playing it. You know. I actually did this with mine. So when I was I was in a show. I had to do a show for it was called the Modern Vaudevillian, and I had a guitar, but I wanted to make it more in keeping with the period. So it's actually what do they call this? This is like a studio dot, Right, so it's got F-holes. So this is art in itself for me, because the way these are shaped, this allows air to escape or resonate in the chamber inside of the body of this guitar and create a very rich tone, a lot of very jazzy kind of tone. It's got the way that the humbuckers are the pickups are set up, a specific sound for the art that you want to create. But I went through and I painted this myself, so I didn't do the best job, but it was just to look from a distance on stage and to be able to see the silhouette or the outline of the guitar better. So so that's the edge, and all I took was a white painty pen, a gold painty pen, and a black texture, and that was it. And I just painted very, very carefully around the edges, and then I inlaid some stars. These are just stickers, but it just gave it a bit more pizzazz when I was performing, and I really enjoyed playing it. And I just think it's nice to customize and personalize your tools or your stuff. It always makes you feel good. One of the last things I wanted to show you was these. So these are hands. These are actually carved by my father-in-law, by hand. Hand carved hands by hand. And these, just amazing to feel. The hours that he must have spent just scratching and scraping away and whittling away to get that finish, to get that shape, and then to get the curve and the it all feels really amazing. And I love carving wood like this, and it doesn't have to be anything particularly special. Like you can carve into anything. So I have one more thing that I want to show you that you could do. That's all about feeling and creating with feeling. So I had an old window frame, picture frame. So this is just an old picture frame, and I've just put some screws in the back and just screwed some ribbons in, like this. Okay, so very simple. It's an old, ratty old front frame. And then I'm just push these hands out of the way here a little bit. So my hands, push these back out of the way here. And then all I'm going to do is I've got excess material. So you can buy this sort of stuff from Vinnie's, or you might have some kicking around. Ask mum, ask your dad. Who knows? There's a heap of this. People have material lying around, right? So I've just cut it into strips, or left it roughly in strips, and then I'm just going to weave it. Okay, so I don't know if you can see. I'm just going to weave it like this, in and out, in and out. You can do these further apart if you want, and it's just going to create a wee bit of a pattern. So if I move this further in here so you can see a bit better. So then I'll do the opposite of what this one is. So I come back, so it's one in front, one behind, one in front, one behind. But they change each time. And I'll bring that down and create a little another color layer. I'm gonna go for some of this pink. I'll strip this, and again I have to go from the front now. So I'm going front, back, just weaving it in and out, really simply. Then I'll make that just a little bit narrower, like that. I'll trim all these to fit when I've finished, so it looks nicer. That's that one. In fact, I'm going to come back up and around. I think I've got enough excess in both of these to come back around it again. So I'll take this one, come back up here, and then I'll frame the pink and this blue material. And this, this isn't, I don't think this is going to look great when it's finished. It's not, and it's not about the look, it's about feeling good when you're doing it. If you ever studied any form of, or looked into any sort of Buddhist art, they do these chalk drawings that they powder chalk, they crush it into powder, and then they they just tap it out of these little funnels into these intricate little shapes, and it can be, like 3 meters by 3 meters, maybe bigger, but intricate designs, and it can take ages for them to do it, like days for them to do it. And then once they've completed it, they just sweep it up straight away. The art of letting go is one of the hardest things to do in art, because calling something finished is really difficult for a start, if you're really enjoying the process. But the art is in the doing. The fun is in the doing, it's not in the keeping. So I'm going to take this one more piece here, I'm going to put it through a couple of times. This is quite a bulky piece of material, so it's going to take a bit of space. Okay, so and then that'll go in the front and behind, in the front and behind, in the front and oh, wrong way, skipped one. Oh, that's right. Okay, cool. As long as it's always the opposite to the one that you put on just previous, you know you're doing all right. I'll tuck that down in there like that. Then I'm going to come back around again. I'm going to double up on this one because I have a huge amount of excess on it. And I'm just going to thread that through. And it's the doing that's the fun. There's no right or wrong. This is just me creating something just because I can. There's no reason for it. Just to keep me happy. And this, funnily enough, can make me happy. So I'm just threading materials and then we go for more contrast. If we want some more contrast colors to go in. But you get the idea. So it just starts to fill the space like this. I'll tuck those back out the way and just create some interesting patterns. And like I said, I've got a whole heap of different colors and stuff here that I can mix into it. So I might go ahead and finish that and show you what it looks like at the end. Or not, it all depends on time. Because this video has to be out before the end of the day. And this is the beginning of the day, so I've got to start moving. This has been EDYS Expression Initiative at home. My name's Nate. I want to thank you for sticking around. If you've stayed this far and watching all the things that we've done, I'd like you to have a go at doing the same. I want you to look around your house at the things you've got and what you can make into something else, provided it's okay with your parents. But yeah, so let's see what you can make. At the end of the video, you'll see all our socials will be up there. So share it to our socials, tag us in it, you know, whatever, send us a copy of it. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see what you're doing. Cool. Tomorrow we'll continue the conversation. We'll be talking about feelings and how we might be able to understand them and control them a little more than we do. And on Friday, we're going to be talking about feeling in music and creating feeling in music. So stick around for that one. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys later. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Hi guys. Thanks for watching the video. Can you like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell notification, everything you need to do. You know what you need to do. Can you do it, please? That'd be great. All right, cool. See you in the next one, guys. Take care.